You're watching Force 13's live streaming service.
Super Typhoon Usagi is currently heading towards the Philippines. We have it as a Category 5 on our analysis right now, 160 miles per hour, currently with a pressure of 930 millibars, quite an unusually high pressure for a Category 5 storm for in the Western Pacific. Currently, I'm just showing, you can see on the side of the screen there, the cones, they're showing the Pagasa cone just there, and it then shows the JTWC cone too. So today I am actually joined by only one person right now, and that is Logan. Hello to you.
Hello there.
What are your thoughts of this storm just before we head into talking about the track and what the storm's doing and the warnings? Would you like to say your opinion?
Yeah, I feel like looking at the IR satellite, it is looking very. The eye is tiny.
Hmm.
Um, it. I feel like it could be compared to like maybe Milton's eye when it was at its peak.
Oh,
Um,
certainly size, yeah, definitely.
yeah, and it's just very, very big. It's a very big system.
Hmm. Well, speaking of the eye is actually starting to collapse in on itself slightly. It was once very quite stable for around, I believe, at least 3 hours, and then it's starting to lose stability gradually. You can see it doing that on the infrared on the screen just there. Um, Now, what's interesting is it looks like this storm actually is tracking further south to what's expected by both JTWC and Pagasa. I'm looking right there. You can see Usagi looks like it's taking its time to do that curve north towards the very northern tip of Luzon, where landfall is expected from JTWC and Pagasa. They're very similar, as I said earlier. But it looks like this storm is heading down. It looks like it's heading further south than where is expected. What do you think of that, Logan?
I think that I think it's pretty surprising um, how south it's going to be going.
Hmm.
And then looking at the cone, it looks like it's going to make like a sharp turn. Like it looked like it was going to hit like some islands.
Yeah, they would be, I believe, the Batanas. No,
Just making
Barbian Islands. Sorry.
yeah.
Well, I think Pagasa also have storm surge warnings in place for the entire of the Batanes Islands, for the entire of the Barbian Islands, and on the very northern coast of the Philippines, and I can get you those exact names from where the coast of the Philippines have those warnings. So, um, just one moment. So, here we are. There are storm surge warnings from the town of Casiguran, all the way up along the coast, up to Pag Pagadpud, or well, maybe that's more Bangui. And there are also signal, so there are signal free warnings for this storm actually. Those signal free warnings will come up just on the sidebar there on the screen in a moment. Now, and there's also signal 1 obviously and signal 2. Most of the Barbian Islands have signal 2, but that one very northern Barbian Island, one of them there. That one, it's actually called Barbian Claro. So, there you are. And then all the rest, that one has signal 1. All the rest have signal 2 warnings. And obviously, you've got the main part of the coast around, like from Lawag, Baguio, and then to Casiguran. The L shape there, that's all signal 2. You've also, and then there's signal 1 just south of that, and then signal 3. Well, actually, signal 3 warnings include Tuguegarao. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. But yeah, that is rather concerning, and obviously what I was saying earlier, the storm looking like it's shifting more to the south of where as expected, could cause a spanner in the works for something going on there. And I'm just quickly going to see any have a look for any comments and questions. If you guys want to ask us any questions, because it doesn't look like you have so far. Just a reminder, you can always put @Force13 in text, and we'll get to your question as soon as possible if I see it. And I'll be trying my best for this hour where we are live to cover all those questions. But you could see when it comes up again on the side, you'll see JTWC and Pegasus Cone both have the storm stalling once it leaves the Philippines and moves north. So that'll be happening soon. I'm guessing that they're in each model is in very much of agreement for where they think this storm's going to track, and that's reassuring in some way. But it does still look like the storm is obviously heading south to where we think it's going to where was thought of it making landfall. So back to the eye, the storm's eye. I think the storm's actually being sheared. It probably had a much better peak earlier on in the day, not too far early on in the day. Just maybe just a few hours ago even. The storm could have been peaking around 150 knots, I believe Soam was saying in the chat. But obviously the storm has decided to, well, the storm has come in contact with some shear, so that is obviously not good for Usagi, but good, well, I mean, in some way good for the residents of the area. Well, this is Philippine name is Fel for Usagi. You can see on the side there. I'm just gonna stop talking because I'm talking a load, and I'm gonna ask Logan if he has anything else to say before I go ahead and read some questions out, and then I think I am going to go through some more warnings and talk about Pegasus Cone as well, because they've actually updated their cone. So go ahead, Logan.
Thank you. So I've got nothing to say. It's just a really big system that could be a major problem, even if it even if it looks like the eye is disappearing. It could just be maybe intensifying even before to land. I'm not saying that it could, but it could.
Well, this storm certainly has been a surprise to many people. Now, I'll go over the updated Pegasus Cone that Kin's just sent me. They're actually forecasting no landfall from Usagi at all. They think that Usagi or Fel is going to go just north of where it's expected, which is it's quite interesting. Seeing that the storm looks like it might be going south, but that could probably just be a jog actually, which that would so it looks like the storm's getting increasingly further away from landfall, which is good, but obviously still that could put more islands at stake if it goes further north. And I mean, Taiwan's still inside the cone, inside both cones as well. So that's also something to take note of. I'm also going to go ahead and read some comments out then.
Also, I just want to say something. Also, rainfall. Oh, we didn't mention rainfall. We could have a problem with rainfall in northern Luzon area, and some of the islands. There could be several flash flood warnings that could come out from this system, even if it doesn't hit land.
Well, anyway, I'm just gonna reply to this comment here because we've got someone asking what happened to the TWBs and where is Nathan? Now Nathan right now is actually on vacation. So he's gone away for a few days. So of course, when Nathan goes away, storms decide to be silly. So we're gonna have so we did a emergency coverage on this storm now, and I've had to whip up a quick stream for just an hour. But I'm still quite very surprised that this storm has blown up just rapidly. I didn't really expect this. I definitely didn't expect it to get to category 5, but I mean there was always that possibility lurking there. The storm itself, well, the wind field, tropical storm wind field is rather average sized, sort of large. But luckily the typhoon force winds wind field is rather small for this storm, and the storm's also being sheared right now too. So that's also something to be slightly glad about for how this storm is going on right now. I'm gonna have a look at some more questions. Have you seen Zoom Earth where the eye is compared to the cone? No, I have not actually. I'm not quite sure what you mean. And then we've got another one. JT says blank. How many storms have formed in the West Pacific per Force 13 analysis? Well, by formed, if you mean tropical storms, I don't know, but I could give that a really quick good think. I'll be able to tell you. I believe it's 24, 25. It could be 23 though, but it's something around that number. I'd have to check with Soham or someone for that question. There is no more questions right now. Anyway, Logan, do you have anything more to say then? Haven't got any questions right now. I can go over some more.
No.
No, you don't have anything?
No.
Alright. Well, I'll go ahead and check out the Zoom Earth thing then. The Zoom Earth's cone location where the storm is. So, good morning to early morning to people in the Philippines, but the storm is approaching at it's heading northwest at 15 miles per hour. I believe that's 13 knots. I do see what you're talking about with the wrong area of where the eye is, but it's because it hasn't updated to get to the next part of the cone yet, I assume. I'm not sure. But also after Usagi, we've got Man Yi behind it, and Man Yi is already expected to become a Cat 4 as per JTWC, and maybe perhaps some other agencies are predicting that. I'm not quite sure. That storm is actually expected to go more of the southern part of Luzon, hit Catanduanes and then Polillo, and then move through and come out of the Philippines near Bolinao on the western side of the island. Now I'm just going to load something up because I'm going to talk about JTWC and what they're expecting. I don't think they've updated their cone in a while, however. No, but they actually have they? No, they haven't. Well, yeah, JTWC. Well, when they put out their last advisory update, the storm on their analysis was 115 knots, and obviously that was at 12Z earlier today. What they were expecting for now is 130 knots, 125 knots actually. So the storm has definitely overperformed on everyone's forecast. And I just hope that this storm doesn't cause as much damage as what is forecasted in the path of this storm. Just a moment. I might go ahead and read some more questions, but before I do, Logan, do you have anything? Or are you still blank? Well, Soham's just told
No.
me to change the pressure to 926 millibars. So Soham goes for 926 millibars right now. I cannot change that right now because that just it'd be quite stressful for me to just having to flick back from one page to another. But there are questions though. Saheb Play says, I think it's 27th tropical cyclone, including the 2 subtropicals that were given. Yes, that you could be correct on on an official standpoint, but we are talking about Force 13's operational, what we have operationally. And then also from Craig Fig, another rapidly intensifying storm of this year. Far more storms seem to be doing this now. Any thoughts on the development in the Caribbean? Now, with the development in the Caribbean, I assume you're talking about 99L, obviously. And our friend Logan here, I know has a few things to say about 99L. So, if you want to quickly talk about 99L, and then we'll go back to Usagi in just a moment. Go ahead.
Thank you. So it appears that 99L looks to be forecasted to go into. Oh, let me look at the spaghetti miles. Looks like it's forecasted to um either stall around Honduras or go into Honduras. There's spaghetti miles going all over the place in Central America, but all the models agree, like far out, that there's a potential for Florida landfall. And knowing what this hurricane season has brought us, um, it's a little nerve it's a little nerve wracking to think about another Florida landfall. So,
Sorry about that. I am back. Yes. Another Florida landfall. Well, Florida's been in the dumps this year, really. And well, um, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. But I mean, that is just a model. We'll head on back to Usagi now, as that is the main main storm for this coverage here. But I'm seeing there's some actually some dry air infiltration on Usagi's northeastern side there, and it's quite a sparse amount of it as well. So that's obviously going to cause the storm to weaken a bit, and if not already, the shear that this storm is experiencing is weakening the storm slowly. I know the storm is over sea surface temperatures of 28 degrees Celsius. 28 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit, if you wanted to know. I believe that's around 84 degrees Fahrenheit. I can check that. No, it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So 82 degrees Fahrenheit below the storm center, or 28 degrees Celsius. The storm is actually entering a slight pocket of 29 degrees Celsius, but obviously the storm is being sheared anyway, and the storm also has land ahead of it, obviously being Luzon, which will obviously cause the storm to weaken. I don't know what would be the most, what would inflict the most weakening, land interaction or shear, but it's probably going to be land interaction, where the storm's headed. It's got a large bulkiness on its southeastern side now that dry air's come in, because the storm itself is actually quite small. It just has a large area of that it takes up with all of the convection that it has. I'll refresh the images down there, but you can see the water vapor imagery down there as well. There will obviously visible imagery won't be shown because it's nighttime over there, but if you haven't already, take a look on the sidebar. You'll be able to see all the cones and what we have for the storm currently, with the exception of the pressure. The pressure we've changed now is we've just changed the pressure to 926 millibars, but it's not, obviously, as I explained earlier, it'd be a pain to update it. Just while flipping back to the stream and everything else. Do you have anything else to say, Logan? Are you also still blank? If not, I'll go ahead and
I
read
gotta
some comments.
say, looking at the IR satellite, the core is very much deteriorating, and I think the shear is just destroying. Sure, what's the knots of the shear? How much shear?
I think you can actually check the Force 13 website for that. This is probably a good time to plug the Force 13 website actually, before we go on to that. If you want to have a look at the Force 13 website, that's www.force-13.com. And I could put it in the chat for you guys if you want to stay updated on these storms 24/7. Like Jason always updates it and helps out. But you want to know the shear. Just a moment while I put this here. Anyway, just a moment. Apologies. Yes, Super Typhoon Usagi. No radar coverage yet for the storm. The storm, we can see now that was just a jog to the west, and the storm is now steaming along the northwest. If you look very closely at those latest few frames, then you'll be able to see just how that storm looks. I'm just gonna quickly grab up this. Well, I would tell you the wind shear analysis, but like there's for some reason it's not showing it, so well,
It's okay.
yeah.
I just think that it looks like
it has
there's like a bunch of shear and it's just destroying the core of the storm.
Well, yeah, there is a bit of shear. I wouldn't say there's loads of it, but there is
Yeah.
dry air, which is obviously a big insulator for the storm's intensity, for any storm's intensity, and you can actually see that dry air on the water vapor much easier, or much better. Sorry, much easier. I'm just gonna go over here quickly. Now, it'd be great if someone could join us as well with any more info that they want to share. But for now, just keep your comments coming in, and we'll stay here and we'll update you when needed. Well, I'll answer this question quickly. How much does this season feel like 2006 Western Pacific? Well, I wouldn't say too much. I know what you mean in that sense though. If like by what you mean, I agree. But with the way storms have tracked and stuff, it doesn't really feel like 2006. But I know what you mean by that, with the intense storms coming along, and quite surprisingly as well. Like some storms have surprised us a lot this year. Gamey wasn't too much a surprise. There were storms like this storm, for example, which was a surprise. And then what's another one? My mind's gone completely blank for some reason. Shan, that one was a surprise, but there were some models predicting better of the storm. Ampil was more or less right, to be fair, in terms of whether it was a surprise or not. It wasn't really. Yagi, yeah, Yagi maybe, but right now, Usagi is a massive surprise to me, and it's as far as I can remember, the biggest surprise of this basin's season. So that's just something I thought I'd put out there. Now, I have dragged that along a little bit there. I do apologise for that. There are no comments in the chat for questions. I'm just gonna ask Logan if he has anything else to say, but starting to feel inclined to not ask Logan because it's always no. But go on, Logan. Do you have anything or not really?
I just say that so just curious, has the JTWC updated its code?
No, the
Or
JTWC hasn't. The Pagasa has. We could talk about JMA's cone for a bit if you want. I can pull that up on my side screen and I
yeah.
can take note on that.
I'm also looking at Zoom Earth and it looks like
Zoom
the cone shifted to make a landfall on the northern tip of Luzon, which is surprising.
Yeah, that was expected before. I just gonna get the JMA's cone. Yes. Hello, you're joining us live right now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there. We are covering Usagi right now as it approaches the Philippines. Ofel, Philippine name. Just gonna take a look through JMA. Need to try and find this.
This storm was a shocker.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this. This morning it was 90 miles an hour when I got up. It's 100. Well, it's not officially 160, but on my analysis, I think it's 160. It's just blown up like that.
Reminds me of Noru in most recent years. The storm kind of went behind our backs, just like what Noru did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna cannot find the silly old. Ah, here we are. Anyway, what a mess of cones. Right, so JMA expects pretty much the same as every other model, but they actually expect a landfall in Taiwan further on in the forecast.
They expect rapid weakening, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
It gets from a cat 3 to a tropical storm, doesn't it?
JMA don't have that much on their cone either. Then after the landfall in Taiwan, you expect it to just stall off and weaken. So yeah, they are expecting a fast weakening. I also agree with that actually because of the storm's core is very small. The storm it was very well structured earlier today, but
on the latest frames, it looks like it's going through an eye wall replacement cycle unless it's dry air.
Yeah, we were I was saying it was dry air a moment ago. Not actually sure if it is an eye replacement cycle, but it looks more like dry air because the storm's eye is already starting to destabilize. So once the storm gets closer to landfall, then we could probably perhaps expect a our replacement cycle. But until then, I'm not too sure on it. But I know I've seen some people in the comments saying about that.
Some people in the comments are saying it's either a merger eye wall replacement cycle. I just wanted to clarify.
We've got another comment from Saheb Plays. I think the biggest surprise was when Pulasan was a monsoonal typhoon. Yes, I actually did an update on when it was a monsoonal typhoon. I think we went with tropical storm when it was, but yeah, and I don't think I think it was a monsoonal category 1 force winds, low pressure, because it didn't actually have the right characteristics. To be fair, add a fairer comment there. Yes, I do have streamer mode off. I'm not sure what you mean there. And then JT says blank says, which 2024 Storm, regardless of basing, does the team think is most impressive in terms of appearance? In terms of appearance, I'll go ahead and ask Declan and Logan in a moment, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and go with Kong Ray. That Storm looked very nice at peak. What do you reckon, Declan and Logan?
I'd say Yagi and Usagi.
Yeah, I also think Yagi was really big, and it had a bunch of monsoonal showers surrounding it, and the eye was very, very circular. Very circular. I think.
I could say the same about Kong Ray, to be fair, actually. But also another one from Saheb Plays, the rotation about the location of where it was initially was placed a few frames back, combined with consistent low cloud cover and brightness temperature decreasing. Cloud top shows EWRC. Oh my gosh, that is a mouthful. Yes, alright then. I'm gonna have to like space that out. That is a massive mouthful. Well, go on then. You gonna say something, Declan?
No, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Apologies for that then. Do you have anything to pull up on your screen, any of you guys?
Oh, I see Recon's going into 99L because they did do it. The National Hurricane Center when they did when they updated, they said they were going to send Recon in. But no, they haven't got Recon in yet, so I think they're going to send it in like very late tonight or something.
You can have a look at 99 now, but it isn't really the main focus of this stream.
It doesn't look good at the moment. It's not wind shear. It's definitely not wind shear. It's probably trying to get itself organized, but other than that, I wouldn't say wind shear, but I think it's I think it's having a center of relocation towards the west where the bigger convection is. You can't call it a tropical depression yet. I say potential tropical cyclone maybe in the next update, but it just needs to get more circular first before it can become a tropical depression. Before clarify that, because I've seen a lot of people online pre-naming this storm Sarah. It's not Sarah at the moment, so you can't call it. It's not officially named. It's still an invest. So if you see people pre-naming it,
Yeah, because something could happen to the storm. It could die off somehow, or like another system could come and take the name. So don't get too comfortable with calling it Sarah. Just call it 99L.
It could die off, or it could not even form at all.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, it looks very big. Like the monsoonal showers. It kind of takes up like from Jamaica all the way to Panama.
The models are hinting of like a Cat 4 near Honduras. Now, whether that does happen is uncertain. It could be a Cat 3, could be a Cat 2, but whether it hits Florida, that's another point. It depends on the patterns of that ridge that comes down from the US. But if you have four hurricane, if this does become a hurricane and make landfall in Florida, it'll be the first time in a season that we'll have four hurricanes in one season making landfall in Florida. That'll be a new record, and the record is three, 2004, and this year. If but 99 hour does form and becomes Tropical Storm Sarah, then and makes landfall on Florida, it'll be the fourth hurricane, and that will be records as the Atlantic's already broken multiple records this season. So that could be another record added onto it. Plus, it's also been a very hyperactive season, and we could get another major if this becomes a major in November, which wasn't seen since 2020, since when we had Eta on Iota.
Well, that is good to say on the stream, but this then again is focused on Usagi, and I just want to read out the Pegasus signal warnings right now for the storm in a lot better detail than I did earlier. So here we are. Wind signal 3, so signal 3 warnings for the northeastern portion of mainland Cagayan, Santa Ana, and Gonzaga, the southeastern portion of the Barbian Islands and Camiguin Island, and there are signal 2 warnings for the southern portion of Batanes, Mahatao, Ayugan, Basco, Ivana, Sabtang, the rest of Barbian Islands, the rest of mainland Cagayan, the northern and eastern portions of Isabela, Macanacan, Divilacan, Palanan, San Pablo, Cabagan, Santa Maria, Santo Tomas, Tumaoni, Ilajan City, Apiao, and the northern portion of Ilocos Norte, Carasi, Vintar, Burgos, Adams, Pagupod, Bangui, Damalneg. Signal 1, the rest of Batanes, the rest of Isabela, Carino, the northern portion of Nueva Vizcaya, Casibu, and Baguio, Solano, Bayombong,
Your phone's faulty.
Quezon, Bagabang, Diadi, Villaverde, Kalinga, Abra Mountain Province, Bugao, the rest of Ilocos Norte, the northern portion of Ilocos Sur, Senate, Cabugao, San Juan, San Ildefonso, Maxig, Single, Santo Domingo, Bante, San Vicente, City of Vegan, Kawayan, Santa Catalina, Santa Nagbucao, Narvacan, and the northern portion of Aurora, Dilasag, Casiguran, Dinalungan, and Tipiculao. I really apologise for any names that of the places that I have pronounced incorrectly, but I tried my best to cover that as best I could. Also got a new person joining us just now, and you may notice, you may know who it is from the sound that played, that Christian shouldn't have played. It's Christian. Hello, Christian.
Yes, hello. That sound plays automatically.
It's
Not my
alright.
fault. Yes, hi. I would have been here earlier. I've just been out of the house, but yeah.
Oh,
So
you're right,
what's the
Christian.
latest?
Well, Usagi right now, it's starting its weakening trend, but currently we have it at 160 miles per hour and pressure of 900 and yes, and a pressure of 926 millibars. So the storm has, as said with Noru last year, also gone behind our backs and decided to intensify. But it is starting its weakening trend now, which is good. It's also heading more to the north, it looks like, on many of the models. What's
Okay.
Christian?
Yep. Okay. Right.
Is this all new to you? Have you just joined in on the stream and had this
Yes, it
sprung
is.
on you? Ah,
Yep.
well, go ahead and say what you
Last I saw it was a Category 1, and that was only last night,
Hmm.
which was about what, like 18 hours ago?
Yeah. So, yeah, the storm is a Cat 5 moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. You can see there.
Yeah.
Are you gobsmacked, Christian? Do you have nothing to say, or
Well, pretty much, yeah.
ah? Well, yeah. If you were confused when you joined about what I was saying, I was reading out all the signal warnings that Picasa have.
Yeah, I gathered you were reading out the signal warnings.
Yeah.
But what signal number were they?
3, 2, and 1.
Signal 3 maximum. Okay.
Yeah. And the storm's luckily the storm's typhoon force wind field is rather small, so that does that population. Now there's probably a lot more questions while I was doing that, reading all of that out. So I'm just gonna have a look quickly, just in case there was. Alright, hold on a moment. There are a few. Right, not Mr. Popular 009 says, would like to notify the team that PTC 19 hours formed even though it's in the Atlantic. Oh, so
Has
that
it?
come
Have a look.
from 99L? If that has come from 99L, then we'll talk about that in just a moment, in a slight bit of depth.
If they have, the NHC, at least on their homepage, have not updated yet.
Yeah.
They still have it as AL99.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and have a look at that in a moment if that can be confirmed. We also got from Sahed Plays. What's the thoughts on HAFSA for Man Yi? I have not seen it, and I do not really want to see it because quite often they go way too high.
19.
I'm not quite sure if that's going to be good for the predictions. Also got from the same person as Sahed Plays. Also, any quick thoughts on 95S?
Oh no, yep, they're correct.
Oh.
Looking at the NHC's NHC_Atlantic on Twitter or X, however you want to pronounce it, NHC will initiate advisories on potential tropical cyclone 19. Yep, so that's true.
Oh man.
That was 22 minutes ago. If it helps. Which places it? What time is it now? It's 10:02, so that would have been around about past.
And JT says Blank was saying that they were reading a book that took place in various locations around Vietnam and the US, and they were only they were the only one who knew how to pronounce many of the locations thanks to us. Well, thank you, but I can't really say thank you myself there really, because I assume I did a horrible job
Right.
reading out that, but I tried my best. Christian, what was that? Do you have anything?
I was just gonna say, what's the late? So this stream's primary focus is Usagi. I'm just wondering. I'm just trying to have a look at what Manyi and Toraji are up to right now as well.
Yeah, Manyi. Well, Manyi is actually forecast to become a Cat 4 and make landfall in the Philippines in southern Luzon as a Category 4.
Right after
Usagi
as well.
So that's a lot of storms that they're getting now.
Alright, I'm gonna go. See ya.
Oh, right. Goodbye, Logan.
Oh, and Toraji looks like it's just hit land.
Yeah. China, that would be, wouldn't it?
In other parts of the world, 95S.
95S, yes. We did get a question about that. What do you reckon, Christian, then?
Oh, I don't know. My forecasting is complete crap.
Well, we are entering the
yes.
I said, we are entering the southern hemisphere season. But of
Yes,
course, the Western Pacific is year
starts.
round, so
Yep. The Southern
goes
Hemisphere
the
season
sun.
starts on November 1st, technically, so it
Yeah,
is
so
well within
we are
season.
yes.
Yes, yeah, Westpac is year round, and basically November's the month of worldwide activity
Yes, November
because
has
all the places are out.
oh, yes, every single one.
Mm.
So
Although I need to
trying to
take, hang
think
on,
actually, is there
let me take
another
a look at
month?
models for 95S, and then I can give some thoughts on it.
It's not another month, it's
Wherever it
another
is,
month.
there it is.
And
Right.
yeah, go on then.
Oh no, I need to have a look at, where is it? Lower dynamics. There we go. That would help, wouldn't it? Right, so what are we looking at so far, at least on the GFS? 974, what I'm seeing? And again, that's
974.
114 hours out, so 974 is the lowest I'm seeing it. Okay. Doesn't look like it's going to get too strong. I mean, I'm sitting, where is the 974 frame? There it is. So that's around about 64 knots. So, thing is, does it hit land? Ooh, gets close to Mauritius and Reunion, but once again, that's about 180 hours out, which is just over into Scilly Range territory. So again, we'll have to see over the coming days what this storm does.
Yeah, we will.
And then what else are we look? What else am I looking at? Usagi, Mani, Toraji, Yingsing.
Well, I
Apparently
just
still
want to
on
say
Twitter.
I've updated the frames on Usagi, and it does not look good. Its
Yeah.
eye is collapsing a lot. The storm
For some reason,
the storm
for some
center is
reason,
collapsing. It's getting sheared. Basically, it looks like it's game over for Usagi, which is lucky for residents ahead of this storm's path.
yeah.
But Usagi
I'm
did
just
have a
trying to.
beautiful peak. Go on
And
then,
then
Christian.
what the heck's happening to Yingsing? Because for some reason that's still on the models.
Yeah, I think
Yingsing's still there.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Yingxing is another storm that's gonna be like Trammy for you, Christian. It just you don't have a clue where it
I mean,
is.
Tommy was like, "Where is it? Where is it?" I was trying to find Ticos on it, and it was just I couldn't find it on the models. I couldn't
Yes.
forecast it properly. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
well, speaking of, I mean, I should be running Ticos at this point anyway, but don't have the numbers for it, so I can't at the
Or if we
moment.
go over to PTC 19, the NHC have released a cone on it, and they only predict it to be a tropical storm at peak. But they do have hurricane watches for
Hurricane
north of
watches are
Honduras.
out.
Yeah, and it
So
does have a
that's the
weird
northern
path.
coast of
What?
Honduras, and then it looks like it does a loop and then heads
And
into
then
Belize.
yeah, but really fast. So
Yeah, it's
wow.
whoops, it zooms off. Sorry, I knocked my headphones
Yeah.
off my head. But
Anyway,
right, let's take a look at 99L on the
while you're
models.
doing
And
that,
the
we are joined by
or rather, I would, but it says the image you requested is not yet available.
Some of the models
while you do
expect
that,
to store.
Christian, we've got Charlie joining us now from Plymouth. Hello, Charlie. Do you have
Hello.
anything to say about Usagi or?
Wow, I mean, this is just another Milton situation for me. Like, I was not expecting some. No, not
anymore.
like
Not
not
as strong as Milton, I hope.
no,
anymore.
not in the track or whatever. But like, what I mean by that is I wasn't
Is it
expecting him
snuck
to
up
do
out of
this like
Yeah,
from when I last saw it. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
that's how
Out
it
of
is to me.
curiosity, when did you last see it?
Last night.
And what was it last night?
Well, I actually last saw it
I
this
don't know
morning.
what it was last night.
When I was on my way to school as usual. I saw the storm. It was a Category 2.
Category
only
2.
just a Cat 2. Only just. And I thought nothing of it. I know it was going to make landfall later. There would probably be like an update needed. I didn't think I would have to do an update though, because I would have thought that someone else like says I would have gone for an update. But
Was that?
this storm was what? Anyway, I don't know what Christian's talking about. Anyway.
Oh dear.
Christian. Christian, this is all your.
I take
Christian, we got 5 minutes left. Come on.
Alright, I
Get it
got
together.
home and but then I see messages from Soham, and Soham says, "Oh, look at this," and then Soham sends messages of images of Usagi. I don't know why I've worded it like that. And Usagi had a pinhole eye, and I was like, "Oh damn, I'm gonna have to go live later."
Don't
so I
Usagi.
had
Let me
work.
take a look at the models for Usagi, or not, because they're not yet available. Hooray! Okay.
Well, I want to just like go to Charlie because Charlie has not said
Yep.
anything really so far. Charlie, what? Obviously, right now this storm is weakening rather rapidly as JMA and we are expecting.
Yep.
Obviously, the storm might be going through an eye replacement cycle soon. Obviously, the eye is collapsing right now. It's also got some
Yes.
dry air entering from the northeast. So, Charlie, what do you reckon?
What do I reckon? Well, in terms of intensity, I don't know. But the eye structure earlier was looking a lot better than it is now. And even those
Oh.
wind fields around the eye were looking a lot better than they are now. It's really shrunk. And started to possibly do an iron replacement cycle. It looks like it would be in need of one. Yeah, that's...
Oh yeah. I
Right,
did read
so
out
whilst-
the
So
read out
whilst
the
I've got,
signal 3
whilst I've-
warnings.
Yep.
Go on then, Christian.
whilst I've got your attention, this is 19 hours cone. I'm honestly not quite sure what to make of it.
Yeah, I don't know what happens there.
So as far as my understanding of it goes, does it go here, do a loop there, then go here, and then zooms off in towards Belize, and then
Yeah, it does look like it's gonna go the loop de loop.
so
The
and then,
GFS are expecting
Go on,
stalling
Declan.
though.
And
The
then-
GFS are expecting stalling though. If you look at the
that's what,
model.
that's what we're seeing here. And once again, hurricane watches are out for the northern coast of Honduras. Tropical storm watches as well for Nicaragua.
Yeah.
And then once the storm clears the Honduras area, it's gonna zoom right towards the northern Belize and into southern Mexico, or the Atlantic coast.
Yeah, Yucatan
Not
Peninsula,
quite the Gulf, because the Gulf is here. So this is more Caribbean Sea area. I'm not quite sure what region of Mexico that is. So someone in the comments, please correct me. And yeah, so that's my understanding of the cone so far.
Well, I can tell you that the current places with a hurricane watch is the Honduras coast from Trujillo, then south down. Well, it goes actually slightly into Nicaragua's coast there. That tip there, I believe the closest place to that is Puerto Lempira. And then there are tropical storm watches of that down to Bilwi in Nicaragua. Alright, Christian, it looks like you've got up another cone of some description
Yes.
before we end this
Yes,
stream.
this is
That's Usagi.
This is Usagi, yes. So right about, I'm not sure where Usagi is right about now. Looks like it's expected to make landfall very shortly. Again, that's at 6 Zulu. The time now is just gone 21. So again, that's in about 9 hours from now. Because the storm was roughly around here at around 18, which again was 3 hours ago. This is a 12-hourly cone, apart from up to a certain point. But yeah, so storm is probably around here, if I had to guess where it is based on the time. Expected to make landfall at around 6 Zulu tomorrow. Again, you said signal 3 warnings are out for this area.
Yeah, it's that sort of area just on the What? Okay. On the northeast coast of northern Luzon.
Yep, then it heads straight through the strait, no pun intended, and then begins a
Oh.
gradual shut up, begins a gradual curve north, and then turns towards the east, just barely missing Taiwan. And
Yeah.
it's Charlie's favorite city
And that's
again.
actually interesting because Pagasa also has on its forecast missing Taiwan, but JMA have it making a direct hit from the south in Taiwan.
How close to
hitting,
Kashun is it?
Out of
You
curiosity, can check.
Apparently, I'm being forecasted 2 centimeters of snow on Tuesday, but that's nothing to do with this system. But
So how many? How east of Kaohsiung, actually?
okay. Because the cone that I'm looking at here, whilst it excuse me, whilst it looks like it's weakening throughout the whole time in the strait, and it makes its gradual northward curve, then
31 miles southeast of
and then what I like to do is
Kaohsiung. Sorry.
Yep. So, and then I like to slightly visualize it just off the cone slightly. So again, if I follow my mouse movements, it's going to be close towards the Japanese islands down here, like Ishikajima, and then
Ishigakijima and Miyakishima, but it's probably going to be weakened by then, Christian, considering the size of the storm and what Taiwan likes to do to storms when they
you can even see it on the cone just how small they expect the system to get compared to what it is.
Yeah, like look, that
the
is
storm
tiny.
is already rather small in its typhoon force wind field.
Yeah, they only expect it to be like mid to minimal tropical storm by then.
Isn't Usagi's eye smaller than Milton's? I believe.
Ooh, that's a tough question because again, they're different parts of the world. I'm sure somewhere it's able to get the imagery up and then.
I believe it because it looks when it was at peak. When I looked at it at peak earlier on, it looked like it was smaller than Milton's.
Well, they have updated their. Hold on a moment. I'm just gonna. So I'll have a look at its eye at peak. Right. Moment of truth. No, Milton's eye was smaller by about a mile because Usagi's eye was 6 miles wide at its smallest. Well, just less than 6 miles. Also, we are slightly over time here, so we're going to have to end up the stream. It's been wonderful having you guys join me. I'd like to thank Logan too, even though he's left. And thank you, Declan, thank you, Charlie, and thank you, Christian, for joining to help out.
No problem.
And we will hopefully have some updates out on this storm as it gets closer or once it exits Philippines. Probably, well, actually, just stay safe if you're in the path anywhere of this storm, and listen to your local authorities. And thank you for watching our stream.